downstream. The Pisces life, the Pisces life. Two fish living in a dream. One swimming up, one swimming downstream. The Pisces life, 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 the Pisces life.
Hey y'all, first of all, peace and blessings, beautiful
Hello.
people.
We are so glad to have you with us for yet another episode of The Pisces Life. Don't forget, we're going to be transitioning into becoming the Survivance podcast. But until then, we are still The Pisces Life. So it's still me. I am just Letitia. And on the other microphone,
It is I, Kai Love, also in the middle of cooking her dinner. So, you know, we're going to be flexing this thing here and such. Because, you know, I'm not making Thanksgiving dinner. I'm making dinner just for tonight because bruh and sis got to eat because that's important.
Yes.
But I am looking forward to Thanksgiving dinner. Like, what's your favorite Thanksgiving dish?
Girl, dressing, depending on who makes it. I don't like it if it's messed up. And believe you me, people, including me, can mess it up. And so if I have a good plate of dressing, I am satisfied.
Are you a cranberry sauce?
No.
Oh, wait. Quickly. The good sis said no.
Absolutely not. I don't need that on there, no.
Yes. There are people who are absolutely, if it don't have the cranberry, they can't be messing with it. And there are people who are like, I need a little bit of cranberry sauce.
Mm-mm.
I like me a little cranberry. It's something about that cool cranberry sauce.
With that hot
Oh, with that hot dressing that is, and not super hot, because I don't want my cranberry sauce getting warmed over. Like, I still want it to still have a little coolness to it. It's just something about it. Shout out to Stowe's Dirty Cranberries. Here in Chicago, two good friends of mine, two good sisters of mine, have a business called Stovey Inc., STOVIINK. And under the Stovey Inc. umbrella is their brand, Stowe's Dirty Cranberries. And it's made some people a believer, sis. It's made some people a believer. Not everybody though, because the good brother over here still wants the jelly out the can. The fresh he ain't with the fresh. I love me some good cranberry sauce and dressing. You know what I also like during Thanksgiving? I like me a good German chocolate cake.
Ooh. Yeah, I could get with that for Thanksgiving. I could. I also like a really good, nice, rich, buttery sweet potato pie, but without the strings. Please don't put no string. Don't take the extra time and get them strings out of there. Can't do it.
Sis, I know you got a string in the sweet potato pie story.
Girl, let me be real clear. First of all, when I had the opportunity to help my mother in the kitchen, she was a caterer and did different things like that, you know, loved to cook. She had perfected the recipe. My grandmother finally gave her the sweet potato pie recipe, sis. So my mother was busy pouring these sweet potato pies, practicing the week before Thanksgiving, the week before that. It really is an art to not having the strings in there. And it's a game of patience. It's a game of hot potato, literally, if you know what you're doing. But it really takes a lot of time to get those strings out, but it's worth it. I cannot handle any stringy sweet potato pie. Also, don't try and fool me either, sis. I know the difference between sweet potato pie and I know the difference between pumpkin pie. And there is a difference. First of all, one's a potato and the other one's a pumpkin. That's the first difference. And you can't pass them off. The textures are different as well. And while I'm on it, for the recipe for sweet potato pie, please don't put nutmeg in mine. I don't want any nutmeg in my sweet potato pie because nutmeg in the sweet potato pie, sometimes people can be too heavy with the nutmeg in the sweet potato pie. Sis, just like they can be too heavy with that sage in that dressing. Neither of them, they're two staples that supposedly make each dish. You know, gotta have a nutmeg with the sweet potato pie, gotta have a sage with the dressing. I don't have to have neither one of them in mine. Or if it is, very lightly. Girl, that damn nutmeg, too much nutmeg in the sweet potato pie can make the sweet potatoes to me taste rancid, like they're spoiled, like they're no good. And so I don't like that. But yeah, don't put no strings in my sweet potato pie. Take the extra time and do it. And it's literally a game of hot potato. I get it, because you gotta, get them all mashed up right and, pull the string. You gotta do it right. I get it. But Lord, sis, I don't like it.
I need everyone to listen up closely. My sis has already discussed some particular things that you should be watching out for. This is your first Thanksgiving cooking, and you are following some recipe of some sort. The one thing about sweet potato pie and dressing, both the same. You got that right, sis. You kind of have to go by taste. You cannot just be, I'm going to, sprinkle according to this recipe, because this particular day, that recipe just may not be the way that it needs to be. If you're making cornbread, no one makes cornbread exactly the same every single time. You know what I'm saying? Right. And so you have to taste your food along the way to make sure that it's good and like it doesn't have too much. Like, I don't like the seasoning clove, and some people put clove in their sweet potato pies, and clove is really, really pungent, similar to sage, similar to nutmeg. You can't just be out here all willy-nilly with the clove either. Folks.
No, please don't do that. It's not.
Just a dash should do you. It's just more, for me, it's like more of the smell. It's like the nutmeg and the allspice is really there just so that it, seasons. It's like the deodorant of the sweet potato. You know what I'm saying? It's just keeps it smelling good. So
I like that.
Season liberally and deliberately, okay? Be intentional about how you dropping your seasons out here in these streets.
Girl, please.
We don't want no problem.
Especially if you're inviting people, and God bless them. I've been invited places over the years where, maybe the host wanted to cook a really good meal, wanted to. Yeah. But there were things along the way that happened. First of all, if you don't have like the cheddar cheese, sis, don't substitute the taco Mexican cheese in for the macaroni. Because now this is not macaroni and cheese anymore. This is Mexican macaroni.
It's something else.
Yes. Get the right stuff, girl. Was your mother real particular about brands and like, don't come in here with no, it had to be Philadelphia.
Come on, Philadelphia
Eagle
cream
brand.
cheese.
Thank you, Philadelphia cream cheese. Eagle brand milk.
Come on now. The butter. The butter had to be named brand butter. Don't be coming in here with no store-bought butter. She would reject it summarily. My father used to say all the time with my mother, beer taste. Champagne taste, beer money. He was like, so cheese is cheese. She like, no, it's not.
Right.
If you don't bring me no Kraft individual wrap singles, these children will not be having grilled cheese today. Yes, my mother
not at all.
Very, very particular about brands. She'd be like, Mom, it don't matter. And I think that I'm probably half and half. There are some things that I'm really particular about because I've tried the alternative and it just hasn't, done what it needed to do. It wasn't giving what it needed to give, as the children say.
As our nieces put it out there, it wasn't giving it.
It
wasn't
was
giving
not,
it, sis.
wasn't giving what it was supposed to give. So you just had to kind of, go back to what works for you. And there's products like that, not only like food consumption products, but like even vitamins and spices and oils and things like that. I'm a little more particular about those things than like if the ground beef is, Aldi ground beef, or if it's Jewel ground beef or whatever. Right. Like, I don't know them cows. They don't know me.
Right. Okay. And sis, some traditions just can't be bucked with when it comes to the food, You got your staples, you got your staples. I can remember one year, somebody in our family decided that we were going to have an Italian Thanksgiving. I have a biracial family or a multiracial family, and sometimes, we can get into some scuffles over who gonna cook what now. And this particular year, it was, we'll have some lasagna and some dressing. Would you like both? Because we got together. Both. Did you want some ham and your prosciutto? What did you did you want both?
Did you need both of them?
Girl, and shout out to the mamas. I never really appreciated mamas and grandmamas. I never really appreciated why you had to cook stuff in shifts and, be up half the night before and all that. Yeah. Shout out to that. It was so we could eat the turkey and the sides all at the same time.
All at the same time.
Now, one of my friends, Chef Jess, you can follow her at Cooking Is My Sport. That is her blog, really good friend of mine. And she gives some wonderful recipes on there. I mean, oh, honey, from your little cornucopia breads to your breakfast to your Black Friday charge up, so you can shop on a full stomach, but get the right balance of proteins and the greens and whatnot. She does it all. So Cooking Is My Sport. Baby, one year they cooked the turkey in the oven overnight with the steam thing, how you raise the heat up and then you steam it all overnight. I said to myself, now look, see the face you're making right now, says that's the face I had. I thought to myself, well, I'll just have a vegetarian type of Thanksgiving because this turkey ain't going to be done until Saturday. Oh, sis, when I tell you, it was the most donest, juiciest, most seasonedest, baby, to the bone. The white meat and the dark meat. You understand? Baby, when I tell you that thing was so good.
I wonder how they cooked it. Did they was it sous vide? Did they use the French sous vide?
Girl, didn't nobody say nothing fancy like that around there. They said, don't touch this damn oven. Look, they let it be known, ain't nothing gonna be cooked in this oven when we put this turkey in. Don't nobody come in here. Don't nobody touch this turkey. Yeah. Don't open the door. That's just the big secret. Don't open the door. So it was the last thing to go in the house while I think it was like 6 o'clock that evening or maybe 8, something like that. It was like truly the last thing. And when I tell you that was the best turkey that I've had, besides the year my uncle injected the turkeys with his seasonings.
Yes.
And fried them turkeys up. I was scared, but Lord, was it good when we knew it was safe to eat. Because, my uncle, he could be easily one of them people on YouTube, that blow up the whole backyard because bless his heart. He, well, I put this injector on the side here and it's going to shoot extra propane in here when you, oh my, sir.
Like, oh, wow. Okay, friend, let's not do that.
Don't take this new deck off.
Since I tried to fry turkey one year.
No bueno.
The turkey turned out good, but my nerves was bad. So when given the choice between good turkey and bad nerves, we've decided that we are going to just do chicken, and I air fry my chicken. So I marinated and put all the wonderful juicy juices in there and put the herb butter in and all that, and then air fry it 30 minutes on each side. It's the most delicious, most crispy, most moist chicken. And I got old school bacon chicken like skill. I come from, the long lineage of baked chicken in the church, where the mothers and all of the folks be in that little small kitchen getting them Sunday dinners together. So I know a couple secrets about that oven baked chicken, but that air fried chicken, it's made me a believer, and it don't make your house hot, because then you can have this wonderful delicious chicken without having your house all steamy and everything.
Oh yes, the memories of the hot houses.
Yes, the hot houses was a thing. So yeah, I'm looking forward to Thanksgiving this year. We weren't able to get with the family last year because of the pandemic. So we did Thanksgiving over Zoom, at least the prayer. Yeah. The prayer was the only thing we heard, because once everybody started clinking and talking, all you heard was the fork and knife, hidden plates and everything. And we got off the call after that because it was hard for us to enjoy our dinner with all of the noise and all of the different people moving and everything. But we are going to do our family thing this year, so we're really excited about that.
Nice. Very nice.
Yay.
Yes.
What are you thankful for this year, sis?
Girl, to be alive, really, because there have been years when it's truly been a struggle. This is not my favorite time of the year. I'm trying to learn to be happier. One of these days, I'm gonna have a blast of a holiday. It's real hit or miss for me, but my plans are on lock. So I'm feeling good about that. I've got somewhere to eat and nap, so I'm good. I'm good this year. So I'm thankful to be alive. I'm thankful that I'm not where I used to be, and I'm still on my journey to where I need to be going. So what about you? What are you thankful for?
I think I am thankful for certainly peace of mind and clarity and family. There's a settling in my spirit that I appreciate. A lot of times, I think in my life, I've felt unsettled because I've always felt like there was something to do, somewhere to be, something that had to be fixed or addressed, or something that required my attention. And I feel very settled in my spirit, and that's very calming. And I've been really practicing over the past couple of months, just allowing myself to be in the appreciation of non-motion. Because I think us overachievers tend to think that if we're not in motion, that we are failing or that we're underachieving. And I think that there was a meme or something that I read on Twitter that said, Black women have been conditioned to believe that when you're tired, that you're failing, you're underachieving, and that we have to unlearn those practices. And I took that to heart because I feel like I am always got like 17 balls in the air.
I understand that. So
I'm down to like about 2 or 3 balls, and it's fine.
Hello, it's all things that we like.
Yes. So I'm thankful for that. So speaking of Twitter,
girl,
let me put my glasses on because there was a lot happening on Twitter.
These Twitter streets have been hot. It's been a lot going on. Of course, by the time you all hear this, you will have heard or known that one of the verdicts we've been watching for has been in, and that's the verdict with the Rittenhouse boy over in Kenosha or Washanusa, whatever, Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Waka Nasha, Nusha, Waka
Mm.
crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I just, we won't belabor it. There are other cases that we're waiting. It was to be as expected and keeping that in our forefront. There's also skitter scatter but about, things going on politically. Apparently, last week, sometime, we've had the first Black female president. Kamala Harris was sworn in while Joe Biden was under anesthesia to get his colonoscopy, which came out good, by the way. Underwhelmed by all of it. I just, anyway, we still may not have the right to vote. Still very much on my mind. The infrastructure bill looks like it has passed. Chicago and Michigan numbers of COVID continue to rise, right along with vaccinations. Now the babies can get vaccinated. If your child is as young as 5, they can get vaccinated literally anywhere. You can get boosted now. Let's see, what else? The CDC is strongly recommending that you wear masks for this holiday season, even inside, even if you are vaxxed, even if, you haven't seen each other in a while, still, put the old mask on in the house. Yep. Girl, LeBron James done lost his mind, got ejected from the game the other night.
I just saw that. I'm like, what?
Oh, sir.
Bron, what's happening?
Bron.
He's passionate.
And there was gushing blood, like from Isaiah's face, Isaiah Stewart's face, gushing blood. But, the internet can also be very quick with the memes. They were merciless. Our cousins are quick on the draw with the memes. All I'll say is that, as an athlete, especially a world-class athlete like they both are, passion is sometimes just what it is. It is what it is, but he definitely got hacked in the face, and that was brutal.
I think the pandemic has made many people much more aggressive. I think I think the isolation, I think the irritation from having to be away from your people, or limitation to where you really want to be and where you want to go, the restrictions, the degradation of some communities because folks are not populating those areas, and so they're being taken over by animals and homeless people, and stores are closing, and restaurants are being shuttered, and so there are vibrant spaces that are now shadows of themselves. And I think that people are just tired, and when you're tired, you typically react based on the emotion that feels comfortable. And for me, that emotion is sadness. But for a lot of people, that emotion is curse you out, aggression, fisticuffs, as they used to say. And so I think that even the way that they're enjoying the NBA and all of our professional sports, there's still a lot of limitations and irritations. I found myself inside of a football theater a couple of weeks ago because somebody decided that they wanted to have a birthday situation at the football game, and I was a bit uncomfortable with going. And it was very warm outside where we were, so I was masked up and in the sun, which of course then all of the people around you are annoyed that you still have a mask on, even if you're outside. I'm like, y'all out here hollering and screaming. I don't need y'all flaky, particles of air that are questionable. I know not you people. So I'm gonna need y'all to hit this mask. And then after about 10 minutes of being out, I was like, I can't do it anymore. And the people that we were with were also overwhelmed by it. And I was like, I don't understand why we didn't think that this was going to be hard for people to sit among all these other people who you aren't in your bubble and feel like you can have a good time. I think that safety is certainly paramount, and we have to continue. And I know it's super duper hard because people want to be social and people want to get back to what they deem as their normal. But I think just like me being at that stadium was a bit much and a bit too soon in this process, I also 100% believe that those poor people who went to that Astro World concert of 50,000, where they were trampled and being injected with whatever, and the folks who are still hospitalized, and those poor people who have lost their lives, including a child.
Yes.
There was no way they should have been doing that. Like, I just don't understand how we are still in the midst of the pandemic and they are still allowing these large events. I understand a smaller event because you would assume in a smaller event that would be probably people you know, or at least people in your local geographic area.
Yes.
You know, people that you've already been to the store with, you know, whether you knew them or not, versus a concert where people traveled, 50,000 people all in this space, especially with the type of music, from what I understand, that this young man makes. I couldn't tell you anything that Travis Scott has made. I don't know. I may have heard a song of his on the Instagram because, you know, they put the music for the dances or whatever. So maybe I have heard it and just didn't know it was him. But from what I understand, and I was listening to the TGIF, the show that's on Fox Soul with Claudia Jordan, Funky Dineva, and Al Reynolds. And Al was describing how his music is one that is very controversial and incites rioting and violence everywhere. Like, this is not something that is an unknown thing.
It is not an unknown thing. I was thoroughly disgusted when the footage surfaced of Mr. Travis Scott inciting the crowd to F up this 10-year-old.
Oh, I didn't see that.
When I sis, it'll churn your stomach.
Oh, wow.
He thought that the young man was trying to steal his shoe when he jumped into the crowd, and the crowd is you know, the music is amped. It was so much going on. That energy has a real violent undertone to it. It really does. And then you get somebody in that space that's hyping you up. He falls down, his shoe comes off. The 10-year-old, when he realizes it, has the shoe. He said that the kid was trying to steal the shoe from him. He turns to the crowd once security lifts him up and does all of that, turns to the crowd and points to the crowd to the kid and says, F him up, F him up, F him up. And the people did, and the child died. I cannot speak that so-and-so's name without calling him so. I can't do it. He's on my poop list. If we cussed on the Pisces life, I'd have plenty more to say. But we keep our language policy here tight and right. But boy, oh boy, sis, he literally incites. He stopped the concert then. He stopped then. 2 point the boy, he right here. Little boy. And adults did it. They jumped and hopped and beat on that baby. And he died a week later. I cannot with this man.
Yeah.
I also cannot with Zach Stacy. Do you know who he is?
That's the person, the ex-football player who had put his hands on his ex-girlfriend in front of their child. What a horrible human. Like,
and then had the nerve to hide out. Let me hide now. Oh no, sir.
There is nothing that woman could have done,
period,
that would have warranted that type of behavior. And if she did that, you could have called the police on it. Like, okay, she did something to your child. Like, oh, I understand you as my mother used to say, stump a mud hole in somebody. Now, I don't know exactly what a mud hole is, but I've always known that it was bad.
Listen.
Now, what happened to her? And of course, we know he's going to be fully prosecuted to the full extent of the law because of the nature of their interracial relationship. That kind of is my issue as well. So I am enraged for two reasons. One, because that was just crazy. I've never seen something so disturbing, something so vile, something so evil, something so smug. In my life. It was just disgusting. But then I also know that because of the makeup of this young lady, the racial makeup of this young lady, that there are just a lot of more people that care about her and her safety than will ever care about a woman that looks like you and me in this world. Sending much love up to a young lady by the name of Martinisha Robinson, who met a sad fate with her partner, a young man, also 19 years old. She was 18 years old, who stabbed her 18 times in his residence during an argument. And of course, she did die from her injuries, but she was part of a group here in Chicago called Safe and Sound that is a youth-led organization that advocates against domestic violence, general violence, sexual violence. And she died at the hands of someone that she advocated against. And her name will be honored and attached to an award. Safe and Sound does an annual gala every fall. And this year, one of the scholarship awards will be named for Martinisha Robinson. May she rest
in peace. Peace, peace, peace. Oh, have mercy. So much going on, sis. The lawsuits are coming in with this Astro stuff. And, you raise a good point, sis. I think there's greed. There's greed. Because you can do smaller venues, smaller intimate settings. I don't know why these performers don't want to do that. Get you into a small club and sing every damn night. Do your own residency like they do out in Vegas. Be in the same, there's so many different ways that you could do this thing.
Absolutely.
But it also brings me to the point of, I think we're out of practice of being together. And I think that there's some hypeness in that. I think that people may not have been in places where they could consume together. And so perhaps there was some overconsumption, which may have incited some things. But, it's just a lot going on, and just trying to figure out how can you navigate safely as the world opens back up, whether it's a concert or whether it's the movies or whether it's traveling on an airplane now and ain't nobody blocking the middle seat. Whatever it is, get back into life how you need to navigate and get back into life. I'm vaxxed, boosted, and still wearing a mask.
Absolutely.
And still keeping my tail at home unless it's, I'm feeling comfortable now with going out, but it's usually with one other person. And I mean, I lay it all down, girl, don't mind me. I will be sanitizing, spraying Lysol like perfume. Don't mind me now.
Right.
I'm not coming out this mask until the food comes. I've only been out to eat twice since, sat down in a restaurant twice.
It's still a very strange space. I too have sat down maybe 2 or 3 times, and the restaurants are primarily empty. There's no one else eating. Certainly lots of Uber Eats and Postmates and things like that happening. So lots of people picking up food, but it's just, we have a long way to go.
Yes, we do.
And of course, no one's talking about again, for the same reasons that I had issues with how they got our kids back in school, no one's talking about the reintegration plan and how to manage the trauma that many of us have experienced. And even though there have been people who have been doing well in the pandemic, meaning they're making money, or they pivoted their career, or they went back to school, or whatever the case may be, there's still a mental shift that I believe needs to be addressed when you experience a pandemic, because everything in your life changed. No, I don't know anyone whose life exactly stayed the same, that whatever you were doing in February 2020, you are still doing the same or doing it the same way now here in November 2021. And there's no talk about how do you manage that? How do you express yourselves in a way, how you get over fear? There are people who are fearful of going back outside, going to work, getting back on a train or a plane, or even riding in an automobile with someone. And if you've been out and you were the only one in your group that had the mask on, and then you've been shamed because you're wearing your mask, then you don't really want to go out. And I was in the airport recently, and sis who had on a very expensive big diamond ring, she had on, Yves Saint Laurent this, and, very fancily dressed. Her luggage was Gucci and all of
she
that.
She flying Spirit.
Now, she was on United with me, but she got off that flight and went to the bathroom, just like most of us do. And sis didn't wash damn piece of her hands. Not and I said, so you done went in this stall and you don't know who been up in here. You done left them out this stall and you didn't brush past me. You didn't wash your hands. You didn't touch your carry-on luggage case. Your Gucci,
I thought you was gonna say touch your kitty.
Right. That too. Her Gucci and her coochie was unsanitized, is all I had to say.
Oh my Lord. And them two things you definitely won't sanitize. You hear me?
You need the sanitization to be pretty high there. And I was just like, oh, look at you, highfalutin, with your non-washing your hands self. And it's just like, again, people say, okay, I'm not washing my hands because I'll just use the hand sanitizer. The hand sanitizer becomes ineffective, first of all, after a certain period of time. And then if you are layering it on, it's still mixing with the germs that was left over when it stopped working the previous time.
Come on, sis.
So you are just making you a germ hand rub sandwich of sorts. So stop it. So I was offended. I was like, you know what? This is the reason why COVID came and took over, because it exposed all the nasty people who have poor hygiene
before.
And now we can't shake it because your people are still not washing your hands. United said on the flight, when you wash your hands in the bathroom, wash your hands for no shorter than 15, 20 seconds. The fact that they even have to say that
to grown folks.
To grown people. Now, if you got your little boo-boo baby, he done went up in there and he can splash the soap all around or whatever. Okay, I understand. But for the grown people.
Girl.
So, yes, I am tired of being in the pandemic. The mask wearing has really taken a toll on me. I feel like I'm suffocating now. I think some of that has to probably do with some mental. I feel like I can't get enough fresh air. I need my fresh air. I'd rather be outside, even if it's cold. And certainly when I'm in crowds of people, I try to really, be cognizant of me wearing my mask and keeping the hand sanitizer around and all the rest of that. But it's a time. It's we these are the
It's
days.
too much.
This is a time. I am interested in what it will look like. I don't believe that 2022 is going to be any better. I don't believe we're coming out of the mask until probably 2023.
Yeah,
because people continue to break the rules.
Be fools, yeah. Break the rules and be fools.
Yes.
Well, sis, I've made up my mind. I personally am just going to be in a mask for the rest of my life. I don't give a rip what anybody is doing, because I'll never trust folks again. I'll never trust it again. I never would have imagined that it would be so hard to convince people to get this pandemic under control. It's in the air. It ain't like, oh, there's COVID. Oh, there, girl, wait a minute. Don't touch that girl. That's COVID right there. That we don't have the luxury. I thought about it even with the chicken pox or measles or things like that. If you got exposed, you got a bump, you started itching, this right here, you might fall out from just breathing. And you can't see it. You can't notice it. All of those things. It stresses me out. Like I don't like touching things. I wear gloves when I know that I'm going to go to the grocery store, when I know I'm going to handle money. When I go to the ATM, I have on my gloves. This man laughed at me so hard, sis, the other day. He really thought he was hurting my feelings, but he really pissed me off. Because first of all, my personal PPE decisions are my personal PPE decisions. How I decide to take care of myself is my business. At least I'm doing something. You won't be able to say you got COVID from Letitia. No, you won't, because she takes all the precautions. But he laughed at me so hard because since I had on my little blue latex gloves, girl, I'm just busy putting in my little ATM card. And he's, oh my God, come on. You've got on gloves at the ATM. I said, and you out here with your bare face and your bare hands. Mind your business. Back up.
And why is you all close up on me?
Okay. Let me change my number. You know how we can do it now. We can change our numbers. Let me change my password. My goodness. It's frustrating to me. All of this, going into a restaurant. It was just a little place to pick up a sandwich. Nobody had on a mask. I'm not eating here. You go into another place. Okay, your employees have their masks on. Well, employee number 2 just came out the back. I saw him having a cigarette when I put my order in. I didn't see the employee stop by the sink and wash their hands, cancel my order. I mean, you got to take the risk where you choose to take the risks. There are some things that maybe other people are willing to do that I'm not willing to do. Yeah. If I go to a funeral, I try and get there pre-family time. It's usually somebody I'm related to. And unfortunately, we've had several here lately.
Yeah.
And, even after that, I'm in the house for the next 7 days. Yeah. I'm doing an over-the-counter test if I feel funny or what have you.
Correct.
But, I'm something like an unofficial contact tracer too. Somebody called me right before the podcast and was, girl, I'm sick. I don't know if I'm going to be able to go to Chicago next month for the party, which we'll get into. But I'm like, girl, don't listen. Chicago going to be there. Okay. This ain't nothing you got to do to rush behind having a COVID episode. And then the CDC says 7 days. Letitia still says 30.
Just, hey.
14 and then another 14 before you around me.
Exactly.
So we looking at good.
Just make sure that you're safe. Like we want you around after all of this. Like we are knocking up on coming into our 50th birthdays as well.
Wait a minute now. Don't.
I'm just saying, from a celebratory,
let me send this windmill virtually.
From a celebratory moment. Like we got to have a big old party. party or something, you know?
Girl.
So I gotta be ready for that.
If I'm trapped up in this house for my 50th birthday, I'm gonna see all of unmasked and unvaxxed America.
Yes.
On everything.
On
Everything.
site. Just a whole
You
year.
don't have no mask on. Pa, 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 pa.
Right. Just ridiculous. So I just want us to get it together because I want to be able to celebrate just big birthdays that we
Listen.
have coming up and any other things that we need to celebrate, such as Curl Pattern Live.
Hello, curl pattern.
Yes.
I'm not doing it any justice at all. Y'all come in here, Kai Love.
Mhm.
Sing her EP. I am so proud of you, sis.
Thank
The
you.
pandemic tried to snatch it.
It did.
Oh, honey, but this album will get you right. I think that this is one of those moments where we've been talking about grown and sexy music, music that got some sass, some flash, some pizzazz. You can understand the words.
Yes. Come on.
Okay.
Understand and
The
articulation.
words make sense. Okay. Sis, I'm proud of your project and proud to support you. So listen, Chicago, get your butt out there.
Yes.
I'm bringing a couple of people from Michigan. We already getting our train
Yes.
together because everybody's scared to drive in the winter because Chicago, oh Lord, Chicago, y'all flipped the script. But listen, get there.
Yes.
I'm talking about Saturday,
Yes.
December the 11th. Sis, where we gonna be at? What time? Now, wait a minute now. Before y'all get to running and talking about, wait a minute, I gotta get it together now.
Yes. No last minute, because y'all only got a couple more. There's only a couple more tickets left. So if you coming,
listen,
you need to come on and get the tickets now.
Need to let people know.
Yes, on December the 11th from 6 to 10 p.m. we will be at the ETA Creative Arts Foundation. We will be having what we're calling Curl Pattern Live, and the proceeds from this event will benefit my family foundation, the Henry Williams Love Foundation, specifically our Emergency Services and Unplanned Loss Program Fund. Now, what's going to happen here at the Curl Pattern Live is you going to donate your $25, right?
Yes.
And then you're going to put on your clothes and look cute or handsomes. Or cutes and handsomes, you know, whatever.
If you're single and handsome, please show up.
Please show
and
up.
ask for me specifically.
Specifically, the sis will be in the building. For $25 donation, you will get entry into the event. You're going to get a soul food dinner extravaganza. My girl from Sunday's Catering is going to be handling the food. You're going to get some yummy desserts from Brown Sugar Bakery.
Hey, Brown Sugar.
Black
Brown Sugar Bakery. I guess high on the cupcakes. Don't know to come down.
Yes, cupcakes, caramel cupcakes.
Girl, caramel all in food.
Yes, you're going to have some custom crafted cocktails by Mua because I am a mixologist. So,
girl, make mine sweet. Make mine sweet.
It's going to be delicious. You're going to have some other beverages that will be available to you. You are going to get a full concert experience with a band that is going to just touch your soul. I mean, if you haven't heard the album, shame on you, what you've been doing.
Right, what you've been doing, please get it on.
If you've never seen me perform live, also shame on you, what you've been doing.
What you've been doing.
So you're going to get a wonderful concert experience with live, wonderful band. Live music, ambiance, because, you know, I don't do nothing halfway. So it's going to be beautiful in the room. We're going to have merchandise to purchase. We are going to have
including Curl Pattern.
You can get a signed copy from me. So it's just going to be amazing. And we want to see y'all there. If you are not following me on the social medias, also, why not? But you should go to my social medias. You'll be able to see the flyer and get all of the information that is there. so that you too can be in the place to socially distance be and get some of this concert, get some of this networking, get some of this food, this spirit, and get a whole lot of love. Because if nothing else, I believe that I am full of love and show that readily. So I am ready to love on the peoples, musically and otherwise. And I would love to see y'all. So
we want you in the building.
Get your tickets.
And plus, it's for a good cause.
It's for a good cause.
Absolutely. I love the fact that this is dedicated. Again, all proceeds will go for the emergency services and the unplanned losses for the Henry Williams Love Foundation of Chicago.
Yes.
We move quickly and quietly within the community, but baby, that is something that we know is needed. Oh, I can't wait until we get our stuff together.
Indeed. Yes. So
girl, we're gonna be in the building looking good. I'm
good.
already starting to slim down too after Thanksgiving,
That's
I'm on salads.
On salads and water. And cleanses. Yes.
Listen,
so I can fit into my outfit.
Listen, you wearing a cat suit?
You do? You know how I do.
How did I know? We might have to twin on them like the Pisces do. Oh, she got a cat suit too. Somebody said something? Huh? Somebody?
What's that?
Somebody said something?
Did you say? Did you say? That's
they make them in the thickens.
Yes. Yes. So very excited about that opportunity, and really excited to move into 2022 and figure out artistically where I stand. I have a couple of project ideas in my head, and I want to kind of explore to figure out what that looks like and feels like. Speaking of moving on and transitioning, shout out to our good brother Michael Harriet, our good Q brother. Who announced this week that he is leaving The Root.
I saw that, girl. It was in my news.
Yes, and so I am very proud of his contributions to that publication. What an amazing writer, and I cannot wait to hear about what's next for him.
I know it. We also have another friend of the show who has moved on to something bigger and better. And so, Miss Lolly Bowden, darling, we wish you the very best. We thank you so much from the Field Foundation. We can't wait to see where you land next. We appreciate the light that you have been on our journey as we shift into becoming powerhouse storytellers.
Yes. Indeed. And speaking of that, we also have the next series of Surviving Stories. These will be live taped stories. We are doing and via invitation, Filet of Solo, which is a storytelling festival here in Chicago. And we have 4 storytellers that will be joining us to tell stories about their 21-year-old selves. So kind of advice and direction and guidance that you would offer to your 21-year-old self. So look out for those stories to make their way via audio on the Pisces Life, soon to pivot to Survivance RSS feed. And certainly on our YouTube channel, they will be available. So
lots of things coming up, and we could not do any of this without you. So we thank you. That is one thing that we are both thankful for this special edition of our Thanksgiving, pre-Thanksgiving. We done pre-gamed with you now. Get ready for your uncles, that's gonna be coming around there talking about nothing.
Talking crazy outside their neck, exactly. Just
kids running around.
Show some grace. But don't be making your children hug on the weird family member.
Please.
And let them
believe in consent.
And let folks have they say and what they want to do in their hugging situation. Some of these family situations can be especially traumatic for people, and we want to be cognizant of that. Let's be protective of each other. Let's continue to love each other, and let's continue to be thankful for having each other in each other's lives. And that will wrap up and
Hey.
yet another edition of the Pisces Life. First of all, if y'all not following us, I don't know what else to do. I mean, like, we've said it several times, and I don't know. But y'all can find us everywhere. Just type in the Pisces Life Podcast and Network. Type in the Pisces Life. Type in Pisces Life. Type in Sister Tish. Type in Sister Kai. Type in T and Kai. It's gonna come up. It's gonna come up. So
it's us. It's us.
It's us. Just follow us.
And we love to interact, you know.
Absolutely.
We do.
Thank you for all those who send us little messages
Yes.
and interact with us. We do appreciate that.
Yes.
Tish, if they is on the gram, because I'm trying to be fancy. If they on the gram.
On the gram.
On the top, the book.
The book.
The book.
The twit.
The twit. Where can they find you at?
They can find me at IamJustLetitia, LETITIA. Sis, where can they find you if they're looking for you? And if they want to make sure that they lock down that ticket. You think people playing? It's a pandemic and we know the venue.
Exactly.
Get your tickets. If they're looking for you, sis, where can they find you?
They can find me on the Twitter at Kai Loves You, KAILOVESU. Also on Instagram, just add a 2 to that. Kai Loves You too. And we are out of here, y'all. Hope to see some of y'all at the event.
You know you're gonna see me, girl.
Yes. We are out of here, y'all. Y'all have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Peace.
Two fish living in a dream. One swimming up, one swimming downstream. The Pisces life. The Pisces life. Two fish living in a dream. One swimming up, one swimming downstream. The Pisces life. 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 The Pisces life.